Welcome to my fiber art studio nestled in the mountains of southern Vermont. This week's video is full of so many different colorful and really textured projects, most of which you'll get to see finished, which is always very satisfying as a viewer. If you're new here to my channel, first and foremost, welcome. My name is Sienna and I am a full-time sculptor and fiber artist creating original and custom wall art for private collectors and commercial spaces around the world. I'm super eco-conscious with my practice, so I often work with deconstructed, thrifted clothing and upcycling it into my art. I love giving secondhand fast fashion pieces that are just a few owners away from a landfill a new life as artwork. So here I'm working on a new sculpture that is inspired by Patronoi, or also known as cacti. All of my work pulls abstractly from our beautiful planet, which is also why I'm very conscious of the materials that I use and their impact. As a fiber artist, I don't have many machinery in my studio besides my sewing machines and a few woodworking tools like a jigsaw, but I definitely have intentions of expanding my equipment in the coming years as my commissions and projects are they're getting bigger and bigger. I've had a handful of viewers the past few months request a little tutorial of how I make my cacti shapes, like the ones you see here on my studio wall in beige. And while I'm not really laying out the steps here verbally, I hope that what I am sharing is useful for those who were intrigued. Another question I often get is what I stuff my soft sculptures with, and the answer is the incredibly sustainable organic kapok fiber, and I'll link it below if you're interested, because this material is so soft, mold resistant, and just a better alternative to cotton and wool. Now this year is filling up so quickly with art jobs that I know it's inevitable. Stress, sleep deprivation, and some burnout are on the horizon. So I am really trying to prioritize self-care, even if it's just simply getting dressed for the day while working at home. Because first and foremost, I am a mom of a sweet and wild toddler with no childcare. So finding the balance with my partner while we both work full-time is such a delicate dance. So I'm at it again with upcycling secondhand clothing, and I actually have 2 commissions right now in this really funky color palette, which is awesome. And I think deconstructing clothing is one of my favorite parts of the process because there's just something so satisfying about snipping out all the seams of clothing. And I try not to forget that I live surrounded by nature, and immersing myself within it is so important and beneficial for my mental health and my physical health, even in winter when it's really cold. Last month, I launched these cute micro mini wall sculptures, and so I'm just packing up an order for a new customer in the US. When I package my art, I really want my clients to enjoy the full experience, even with the tiniest of art that I make. So I always include a textile care guide and a handwritten thank you card. And I'm on to the next. This is another piece I made for fun that is currently available on my website. And if you watched my last video, you would have seen the early preparation for this piece with organic cotton. And now I'm just adding the finishing touches of color, which using paint is quite unusual for me, but I was really feeling it. Now let me tell you, I am so looking forward to not cutting wood in the middle of a Vermont winter. It's cold, you guys, so cold, but I won't let the weather stop my process, but I am ready for summer. And voila, here is the final piece. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I think it's very beautiful and delicate and just, I love abstract organic artwork. Another big opportunity this month has to do with an incredible gallery in Burlington, Vermont. And so I am prepping this custom piece I made for their space, and I'm going to hand deliver it to commemorate our partnership. I'm including a certificate of authenticity, my care guide, and of course a thank you card for whoever ends up buying this piece. I then got to announce that I am now represented by the gallery, which is called Soapbox Arts, and they will be hosting my solo exhibition this August, which if you follow along on my channel, you will see a lot of behind the scenes making this exhibition. I've been feeling really fulfilled these days, full of the February sunshine among the cold temperatures, full of so many opportunities and recognition for my hard work from the past 10 years as an artist, full of motherhood and growing alongside my partner and family. And while I just came out of a really hard period in my life, and honestly, I'm still coming out of it, but I've been reminded of what makes life so precious. And it's that the human experience is to not feel bliss at every moment, but to find equilibrium through the entire spectrum of emotions. I read a quote recently that said, "You must invite in every emotion, thought, and feeling that arises as they come. And that is how you'll live a raw, dimensional, and authentic human experience." I think that this is such a beautiful perspective and a reminder of how we should all experience our lives. I hope you all have enjoyed this video and seeing some behind the scenes of different soft sculptures that I'm working on. I really love sharing all the details and different nooks of my studio with you all, and just also documenting for my personal archives. And it feels really special to have the opportunity to share this little corner of the world with you all. So thank you for being here, and if you haven't already, please like and subscribe because it really does help my channel.